Hey guys, welcome to New York City and my new Kickstarter project, Out of the Underground. Hey guys, my name is Matt Baker. I'm a jazz pianist from Sydney, Australia, and I've lived in New York over a year now. I came here with specific goals: to work on my craft and become a better musician, to play with some extraordinary players over here, and also to develop my career on the international level. The core purpose of this Kickstarter project is to help with just that. In March this year, I recorded an album right here in New York City. I was fortunate enough to play with some of the greatest players in town. Trumpet legend Jeremy Pelt joined us, as well did Dana Stevens on tenor sax. One of New York's premier double bassists, Joe Sanders, also played in the trio, as did one of the greatest drummers in the world today, Gregory Hutchinson. My goal is to perform and share my music with a wider audience, both here and overseas, having my band touring throughout America, Europe and Asia, playing jazz clubs, festivals and theatres. The purpose of this Kickstarter project is to raise funds to get the album out there to radio, online media and print all over America, Canada and parts of Europe and Asia, to gain exposure and get the album heard by the right people to make our goal happen. Here in New York, I've sought out the advice of many great artists as to how they successfully promote themselves, from what to include in a press kit to how they use the internet and EPKs or electronic press kits to promote themselves. We've talked about the US and European touring circuits and getting tours off the ground, getting their music heard by club and festival directors and booking agents, and also what methods they use to get their albums out to the few hundred jazz radio stations there are in the USA. In this video, I'm going to share with you some of the fruits of my research. There are four main areas we're raising funds for in the campaign. First is hiring one of New York's most respected jazz publicists, who has worked with many great jazz artists. Over a 2 to 3 month period, they'll be covering all online and print media, reaching out to reviewers, critics, journalists, magazines, publications and papers. This is not advertising, but exposure. Our goals here are not marketing to generate any sales or income, but rather exposure to lead directly to performance opportunities. Part 2 of the project is engaging one of the country's top jazz radio publicists, who has worked campaigns for many of the top jazz artists in the country. So why two publicists? Well, jazz radio publicity is a whole other beast. A good radio publicist is on the phone all day pushing your album. So with close to 300 jazz radio stations in the US, it's a full-time job just on its own. Also, the goals of a radio publicist are different. Naturally, they want to get the music played and aim to get the album into the jazz charts. Doing a radio campaign is also great groundwork for setting up national touring. Being able to see where your music was played the most and got the greatest response is really important. Part 3 of the campaign is purchasing a showcase performance spot at APAP. The Association of Performing Arts Presenters is an annual convention in New York City where artists, performers, promoters, presenters, booking agents and the like from all over the world come together to network. Many musicians who are continually on the road perform at these conferences every year and gain exposure to some of the most important people in the industry. So after working hard to gain some good exposure, it's imperative we get the album out to places where we can actually perform. So rather than using a total scattergun approach, but instead using the results we gain from media and radio publicity, I'll be sending out the album and press kit to approximately 300 jazz festivals and clubs all around the world over the coming months. So with the publicity campaigns complete by early 2012 and most CDs and press kits sent out by the end of the year, we're giving ourselves the best possible chance for being up on the road and touring by the summer of 2012. So guys, that's our campaign in a nutshell. Now let's talk about how Kickstarter works. Kickstarter is this amazing community of people all helping each other realize their artistic dreams. But where does the money come from? Well, it comes from you, friends and supporters who really want to try and help make this happen. So to help me get my album underground out there, you can back the project. But you're not just doing it as a donation, there's a lot of great rewards you get in return. Now Kickstarter is an all or nothing funding platform. So if we don't make our funding goal by the date set, no one gets charged, no one gets rewards. I would have raised a grand total of $0, and I guess my CDs will just stay in the closet collecting dust. So please try and help us make our goal. Finally, the other way you can support this project is to spread the word and pass on this link. So thanks guys, let's make this happen, and I hope to see you soon in New York City.